What happens when a sitting US president defies a federal court order? When hundreds of migrants are secretly deported to one of the world's most notorious prisons against a judge's command? And when a centuries-old law is used to justify it all? This is not a political thriller. This is happening right now in the courts of the United States. And at the center of it, former President Donald Trump, a 1798 law, and a prison called saga in El Salvador. Welcome to our in-depth breakdown of one of the most explosive legal battles of the Trump era, an unprecedented confrontation between the executive branch and the federal courts over immigration, power, and justice. In March of this year, the Trump administration used a little-known law, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, to carry out a mass deportation of over 250 Venezuelan migrants. But here's the twist. A federal judge had already blocked that move. That judge was James Boasberg, known for his precise rulings and strong judicial presence in immigration cases. Late on March 15th, Boasberg issued an emergency restraining order, blocking the deportation flights and ordering that any deported individuals be immediately returned to U.S. soil. But the administration didn't listen. Instead, hundreds were sent to saga, a maximum security prison in El Salvador, often dubbed the Alcatraz of Central America. By April, Judge Boasberg had had enough. He found probable cause that the Trump administration showed willful disregard for his court order. The court prepared to move forward with criminal contempt proceedings. But then the Trump administration fought back hard. They filed for an emergency stay with the powerful D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, and months later, the decision came in. It was a 2-1 ruling in favor of Trump, with judges Gregory Kotsas and Naomi Rao, both Trump appointees, blocking Boasberg's contempt motion from proceeding. Judge Nina Pillard, appointed by Obama, dissented. The court acknowledged the complexity and urgency of the situation but ultimately said this: the government's initial implementation of the proclamation clearly and indisputably was not criminal. So what is the Alien Enemies Act and why is it suddenly relevant? Signed into law in 1798 during the presidency of John Adams, this law allows the U.S. to deport non-citizens from hostile nations during times of war or national emergency. For centuries, it lay mostly dormant. But Trump, during his second term, revived it, arguing that Venezuelan nationals were subject to removal under this act due to national security concerns. Legal scholars are divided. Some say it's a powerful executive tool. Others call it dangerously outdated and ripe for abuse. While the legal drama unfolds, the fate of those 252 Venezuelan migrants hangs in the balance. Most were sent from El Salvador to Venezuela in a secretive prisoner exchange deal between the US and Venezuela. It is still unclear how many had active asylum applications or if they had been granted withholding of removal status, which should have protected them from deportation. Human rights groups are raising alarms. Families are separated, legal protections ignored, and many fear persecution back in Venezuela. The ruling by the appeals court is not the end. Legal experts predict it will be appealed to the full court en banc, where a Democrat majority bench could reverse the decision, or it could go straight to the U.S. Supreme Court, a higher stakes arena where immigration, presidential power, and constitutional law collide. As Trump continues to test the boundaries of executive authority, the legal system is fighting to keep up, and Judge Boasberg, he's still demanding regular updates on the deported migrants, keeping a close eye on every move. This case is more than a legal footnote. It is a powerful reminder of the fragile balance between presidential power and judicial authority. In a democracy, what happens when leaders don't follow court orders? And what message does it send when the laws of 1798 are used to shape the politics of 2025? This legal saga is far from over, and we'll be here to follow every twist and turn. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dive documentaries on legal battles, presidential power, and immigration policy. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Trump crossed the line? Or was it all just politics as usual?